Chosen, if you've been feeling this kind of pain lately, listen closely. It's not weakness, it's not random, it's a sign that God is exposing you. Because there are pains that only show up when God begins to separate you, to break something inside you, so you don't stay the same. And I'm going to tell you something almost nobody understands. Pain doesn't always mean loss. Sometimes it means selection. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover 7 invisible pains that reveal someone who's chosen, and more importantly, the exact step to overcome them without going numb inside. But stay until the end, because pain number 5 is the one that destroys the chosen the most. If you handle it wrong, it locks you in an inner prison for years. If you handle it right, it sets you free in a way you can't explain. Before we continue, write one simple line in the comments: God, give me strength, not out of habit, out of decision. Because when you write it, you're not just saying it, you're taking a position. And if this is already describing you, stay with me, because what's coming is going to click like the missing piece. Maybe nobody around you notices. They see you walking, laughing, working, replying to messages like everything's normal. But inside, you feel a weight that doesn't have a name, like part of you is screaming without making a sound, like your heart understands things your mouth can't explain. And then the doubt bites you in silence. Why do I feel like I'm carrying something other people don't carry? Why does what doesn't bother them hit me so hard? Why, when everything should be fine, do I still feel this pressure inside? Listen to me calmly. You're not overreacting. You're not crazy. You're not broken. What you feel is real, and it has a reason. Some people live on the surface, and then there are others who, without asking for it, feel deeply. They see more. They detect what nobody says. They pick up signs before things happen, and because of that, they often get hurt first. That sensitivity isn't always fragility. Sometimes it's a mark, because when God chooses someone, He doesn't choose them to live asleep. He wakes them up, and waking up hurts. Now let me warn you, while you listen to these 7 pains, your mind is going to try to negotiate. It'll say, no, that's not me, or worse, yes, that's me, but it doesn't matter. Don't believe either voice. Just listen, and let each pain reveal what God has been doing in you. And I promise you, by the end, you won't see your suffering the same. You'll understand it. You'll be able to take it and turn it into strength. The first pain is the most common and one of the loneliest: being misunderstood. You speak and they don't get you. No matter how you explain it, no matter if you say it calmly, no matter if you say it through tears, it feels like you're speaking a different language. You tell them what you feel and they look at you like you're performing. You talk about what you dream of and they answer with sarcasm. You share what you sense coming and they call you dramatic. You confess the war inside you and they say, relax, it's not that serious. But for you, it is that serious. Because you don't feel a little, you feel all the way. And here's what hurts most. It's not just that they don't understand you, sometimes they judge you for feeling. They say you're complicated, too intense, that you ruin your own mood, that you make things up, that you should be like everyone else. And something cracks inside you because you're not looking for drama. You're looking for a safe place to be you without apologizing for existing. If you've lived that, hear this, that misunderstanding is a price. The price of carrying a depth money can't buy. The price of having a heart that refuses to settle for shallow. When God gives someone vision, the world doesn't know what to do with it. When God gives someone sensitivity, the world calls it weakness, because the world applauds what shines, but it suspects what lights up from the inside. And I'll tell you this straight, don't get depressed if nobody claps for your process. Some battles aren't celebrated in public. Some victories only heaven sees. And there are seasons where silence isn't punishment, it's protection. This pain is defeated when you stop begging for understanding from people who don't have the capacity to understand you. Not because they're evil, because they don't see what you see. The exact step: stop over-explaining yourself. To someone who wants to understand you, 1 sentence is enough. To someone who doesn't, 100 proofs won't matter. Now listen to the second pain, because almost nobody admits it, but every chosen person lives it. Separation. I don't just mean losing people. I mean feeling like, out of nowhere, something gets cut off. A friendship goes cold, an opportunity shuts down. A place stops feeling like home. A relationship that seemed fine starts smelling like emptiness. And you ask yourself, what did I do? What happened? Why are they pulling away? Sometimes you did nothing. Sometimes God is moving pieces, and that hurts because the human mind craves continuity. It craves security. It wants nothing to change. But God doesn't form the chosen in comfort. He forms them in transition. Some separations aren't rejection, they're preservation. Some doors close, not to humiliate you, but to keep you from entering a place where you would slowly lose your fire. Some people feel good to you, but they drain you. Some environments entertain you, but they break you. And when God sees that something can dim what He put in you, He cuts it off. Sometimes gently, sometimes painfully, but He cuts it, because what you call loss was sometimes slow poison. Let me say it plainly. What leaves your life is often what was keeping you from moving forward. What leaves is often what was keeping you small. What leaves is often what was distracting you from your destiny. This pain is defeated with a decision most people refuse to make. Stop chasing what God is releasing from your hand. You can't hold, with anxiety, what God has already decided must end. The exact step. When something leaves, don't pursue it. Observe it. Ask, was this drawing me toward the eternal, or just keeping me company? And if the answer hurts, breathe through it, because that answer is saving you. Stay with me, because the third pain is more invisible and more dangerous. The invisible battle. This pain doesn't show up in photos. It doesn't get fixed with sleep. And when it hits, it makes you doubt yourself. You go to bed fine and wake up exhausted. Not normal, tired, heavy tired. Like your mind ran a marathon while you slept. Your chest feels tight. Breathing deep feels hard. Thoughts you didn't invite flood your head. The urge to quit hits you for no reason. And the worst part, nobody sees it. On the outside, you keep performing. On the inside, you're fighting. Here's the uncomfortable truth. When God marks someone, the attack increases, because something in you bothers chaos. Something in you threatens darkness. 7. If you don't feel brave. The enemy doesn't waste time chasing people going nowhere. The enemy focuses on people with destiny. That's why the battle is invisible. So you get tired without evidence. So you break down without witnesses. So you feel guilty for a war other people can't see. This pain is defeated with inner discipline. Not waiting to feel motivated, not waiting to be okay. The exact step. When that cloud hits with no explanation, don't negotiate with it. Don't turn it into your identity. Don't say, this is just who I am. Say, this is an attack, not a truth. Then do this. Breathe, slow down, shut off the noise, and whisper to God, hold my mind. After that, do one small action that pulls you back into the present. Drink water, take a short walk, write one line, clean one small space. It sounds simple, but it breaks the spell of repetitive thoughts. And if this is describing you so far, I'm asking you for something right now. Comment, that's me. Not to expose yourself, so you don't fight alone. Because when you type it, you realize something. You're not the only one, and that alone weakens the attack. Now comes the fourth pain, waiting. This pain shuts people down even when they still believe. You feel promises in your chest. You feel a future calling you. You feel like God showed you something even if you can't prove it. But days pass, nothing. Months pass, nothing. You do what's right, nothing. And the silence hurts because it doesn't just take results. Cliff tries to steal your faith. It's like standing in front of a closed door, hand raised, waiting, while time laughs. In waiting, the mind starts manufacturing stories. God forgot, I was wrong, it wasn't for me, my time passed. But here's the truth. God is not late. God prepares. Waiting isn't punishment. It's shaping. It's protection. Because if you receive something big with a small character, it destroys you. Waiting does two things. It cleans your intentions and strengthens your foundation. It teaches you to breathe without controlling, to walk without applause, to live without the need to prove. And this is hard, so I'll say it carefully. Sometimes, God removes signs, so you learn to obey without emotion, to love without reward, to trust without evidence. The exact step. Stop measuring your life by speed. Measure it by direction. Don't ask when. All day. Ask, what do I need to do today to be ready when it comes? If God gives you a promise, He also gives you small tasks that move you toward it. And people lose the promise because they despise the small task. And listen, the most dangerous part of waiting isn't time. It's bitterness. Because bitterness makes you interpret silence as abandonment. No. If you're waiting, it's because something is still being built. Stay with me, because now we enter the 3 deepest pains, and the 5th is the most dangerous of all, forgiving someone who destroyed you. This is the pain that can turn you hard, cold, suspicious even if you still smile on the outside. we're not talking about small annoyances. We're talking about the betrayal that split you, the humiliation that branded you, the words that cut like a knife, the abandonment right when you needed someone most. Some wounds don't just take things from youth, they change you. After that, you're not the same person. And then God asks you for what your flesh hates. Forgive, and it feels impossible, because something inside you screams, they don't deserve it. And another voice says, they never even apologized. And the worst one says, if I forgive, it's like I'm saying it was okay. No, forgiving doesn't mean approving. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiving doesn't mean inviting them back in. Forgiving means releasing the chain that ties you to the moment they broke you. Because while you won't forgive, you stay attached. Your mind goes back, your chest goes back, your anger replays, your day turns into the same trial over and over. And that is exactly what the enemy wants. For you to live in a past you can change. For you to turn your pain into a home. People think forgiveness is a gift to the other person. It's not. Forgiveness is survival for you. And here's the truth that frees you. The chosen forgive because the other person is worthy. They forgive because they weren't born to live imprisoned. Forgiveness is saying, this hurt me, but it will not define me. It's looking at the wound and not denying it while refusing to hand it the steering wheel of your life. The exact step, decide to forgive before you feel able to. The world teaches, when you heal, forgive. But the truth is, when you forgive, healing begins. If you can't yet, tell God one honest sentence. I can't, but I want to. That opens a door. And instead of a prison, a process begins. And listen, forgiveness doesn't mean you trust again. Trust is rebuilt through evidence. Forgiveness is decided inside. If this pain touched you, right? Today I release the weight, not by magic, by courage. Now comes the sixth pain, carrying a heavy calling. Almost nobody talks about this because it's invisible. But it's heavy and sometimes it makes you feel alone, even in a crowd. There are days you feel a responsibility you can't explain. Like you were born for something, but it's not time yet. Like your soul has a mission, and your current life feels like a waiting room. And it frustrates you, because you watch others live normally. They get distracted, they settle, they laugh, they drift. And you, no matter how hard you try, can't shut off that inner pressure. It's like fire in your chest, like a quiet voice saying, you weren't just born to survive, you were born to build something. This hurts because it forces you to let go. Sometimes you let go of places, habits, friendships, certain pleasures others enjoy without guilt, and people don't understand. They say, why are you like this? Why can't you relax? Why do you make everything so complicated? Who do you think you are? But you don't think you're anything special. You just feel something. A calling is heavy because it changes your taste. The same things don't satisfy you. Empty stuff doesn't entertain you. Easy isn't enough anymore. And here is the part that will sting but wake you up. Sometimes God makes you uncomfortable on purpose, so you don't build a home in a place that isn't your destiny. The exact step, stop asking for a calling without weight. It doesn't exist. What exists is strength to carry it. And strength comes when you do what the chosen do. Obey even when nobody claps. Do what's right with no camera. Stay steady even when they call you weird. If God chose you, He won't leave you empty. He'll fill you with direction. Now we reach the seventh pain, being tested in fire. This is the final pain. The one that feels like it destroys everything. The one that makes people ask, where is God? It's when you look at your life and something is burning. Your stability, your peace, your finances, your emotional health, your relationships, your motivation. You prayed, you did what you could, and the fire is still there. And in that heat, the most dangerous lie arrives. God abandoned you. No, sometimes fire doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to purify you. Gold doesn't become bright gold in the cold. It becomes gold in heat. In fire, masks fall. In fire, pride cracks. In fire, the shallow version of you dies, and what's real remains. Fire hurts because it doesn't ask if you're ready. It just arrives. But remember this, God doesn't test to humiliate. He tests to reveal. When you go through fire, you discover who you are with no applause. You discover whether your faith depends on outcomes or conviction. You discover whether your peace was fragile or deep. The exact step. Don't measure God's presence by the absence of problems. Measure it by the strange strength, keeping you standing when everything tells you to collapse. If you're in fire today, it doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're being refined. Now listen, because here is what I promised from the start. the exact step to overcome these 7 pains without going numb inside. It's not 7 different steps, it's one step repeated in every pain, and when you get it, everything changes. Convert pain into obedience, not drama, not victimhood, not revenge, not isolation, obedience. And obedience here means 3 simple things anyone can do even if they feel shattered inside. First, name the pain without lying to yourself. Say, this is misunderstanding, this is separation, this is mental warfare, this is waiting, this is forgiveness, this is calling, this is fire. When you name it, you stop fighting shadows. Second, give it to God with honesty, not performance. Don't speak pretty words if you're breaking. Tell the truth, it hurts, it's heavy, I'm scared, I don't understand. Hold me. Honesty opens more doors than perfection. Third, take one small action aligned with your destiny even if you don't feel like it. Make the call you've avoided. Set the boundary you needed. Cut the habit you know is killing you. Take the step you've delayed. Decide the forgiveness. Keep the silence you must keep. Leave the place you must leave. Small action, right direction, consistency. That's obedience. And when you do that, pain stops being a pit and becomes a signal, a compass, training. Now, let me tie these 7 pains together with an image you want to forget. Imagine an arrow. An arrow isn't launched forward first. First it's pulled back, and it hurts. Because you feel pressure, you feel tension. It feels like you're going backward, but it's not backward. It's preparation for impact. So if today you feel like life pulled you back, if you lost things, got separated, went unseen, misunderstood, stuck waiting, fighting inside, burning in fire, you may not be getting punished. You may be getting stretched, to be launched farther than you can imagine. And now the final part, some of you will feel this like a direct hit. Your pains are not proof something is wrong with you. They're proof something valuable is in you. Ordinary things break and get thrown away. Valuable things get worked on, polished, refined, and sometimes the process feels like loss because the ego doesn't understand God's process. But you didn't get here by accident. Do this right now. Write in the comments, I am chosen and I will not quit. Then share this video with one person carrying pain in silence. Don't overthink it, share it now. And subscribe, because the next video is the exact continuation, and it's going to complete the picture. Remember this and carry it with you today. You are not broken, you are being formed. You are not late, you are being prepared. You are not abandoned, you are being guided. And when the fire passes, when the silence ends, when the waiting breaks, you'll realize something you can't see yet. What looked like loss was training, what looked like pain was selection, and what looked like the end was the beginning.